Hey everybody, Tim here with today's episode of Enterprise, Season 4, Episode 10, Daedalus. Which, by the way, I love that name. I think it's a great name. It's the name of one of my favorite anime characters, just in general. It's an interesting, Greek mythology name. It's the father of Icarus. So, anyways, to kind of be in that same boat, it's a very fitting name for this episode. So I don't like the premise of this episode where it's the creator of the teleporter. Why does that need to be a thing? We've already established, we've known Vulcans for 100 years. Vulcans, I guarantee you, already had teleporter technology. Are you telling me for the last 100 years, from the time they met s04e Cochrane, they were like, oh yeah, we can teleport, but we're not going to tell you how to do it. You need to figure it out. Evidently, that's what happened. And so the main character for this episode, is the creator of the teleporter, played by the amazing Bill Cobb, who is a terrific character actor, has been around for years. I'm not even going to go down his filmography. He's great. If you don't know who he is, look him up. So anyways, he is coming up with the concept. He comes on to the Enterprise, and he's like, I'm coming up with this ability to teleport anywhere. If you have a teleport pad and I have a teleport pad, we can teleport anywhere. And I was like, okay, so you've come up with a Stargate. Okay, that makes sense. And slowly as we go through, he talks about how when he first came up with the teleporter, how people were scared of everything. There were all sorts of side effects like psychosis and cloning, which, by the way, I think in the Next Generation alone, we saw teleporter psychosis and teleporter cloning. He's like, all of these people were scared of all of these side effects, and it's not true. It's all fake and blah, blah, blah. And he just goes on. Well, it turns out that it's all fake, and that the only reason he came onto the Enterprise was because his son is stuck in this teleporter limbo, and he just wants to save him. And I do at one point, he's like, you know what? Before we do this experiment, I'm going to have a drink. And they're like, are you sure that's a good idea? And he's like, s04e Cochrane had a drink before he did warp travel. And it's clearly a reference to First Contact, where s04e Cochrane was a flat out drunk. And it's like, okay, I get it. I see where you're going. And as the episode continues, Archer becomes, I've already said, he's my least favorite captain. And throughout this episode, he just goes down the ranks even more. Where everybody's like, people are dying because of these anomalies you're putting us through to save one guy. And Archer's like, just do your job. And it's like, oh, okay, that makes sense. Well, whatever. If I was Trip, I would have told Archer to go fuck himself. You want to write me up? You want to fire me out of Starfleet? Do it. You're killing people for one guy. But whatever. And sure enough, when they try to teleport this guy, his life signs have already deteriorated after the 20 years that they can't get a life sign. So they beam him on board just in time to see him die. And I was like, this whole episode is just pointless. I was really disappointed. It started out really strong, and then it just dropped fast, where the guy's like, please forgive me. And he's like, for what? And then he dies. And I was like, okay, so nobody got reconciliation for this episode. So for those who've seen this one, what did you think? Did we need to see the creator of the teleporter? Or were you just okay with humans and Vulcans designing it together? What did you think about Archer? What did you think about s04e? Just what did you think overall? Thank you guys for everything, and I will see you guys next time for the Observer Effect.